What is up, everybody? Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Horrific Visions. Today we are going to do a quick route. It's going to be very similar to the previous video that I actually posted, but we're not going to do any kind of like fluff in this video. This is going to be exactly what you need to know, exactly what you need to do to unlock all of the masks in Horrific Visions. So we're just going to do a full run. We're going to go off the rip here and notice that the potion next to the dead guy in the corner is purple, so that means that the helpful flask is going to be black for this run, and by helpful I mean it will restore 100 sanity. So we're just going to go ahead, do this normal route, and we see this black potion over to the left hand side here, and I know that I don't have 100 sanity drained quite yet. So I decided to go ahead and kill these footmen. I could have maybe even killed those other mobs over there as well, but I decided to take the mysterious vial here. This will give me exactly 99 sanity, so we'll be back up to the full amount. We are rocking half sanity with the current mask equipped, so this is the first mask that you are actually able to get when you do your first full clear. So this is actually one of the more brutal ones. Half sanity is pretty bad, but as you can see, we are going to be just fine. We're going to get a full clear. We're going to unlock all the masks. It's going to be all good. So going into this next area here, we're just going to place that first bomb, go over to the left hand side here. We're going to keep an eye out for any potions that we can, and I think I actually see a black potion over on the left hand side there, and I haven't lost very much sanity, so I'm going to actually forego my bomb route and just kind of try and kill everything, just kind of try and get in here and get everything cleared up, and you know, whatever is going on before we do the bombs, so that I can go back and get the little potion over there. We're going to get the 50 sanity or the 100 sanity from the boss kill, so it's going to bring us pretty close to where we want to be, and then we're going to go back and get this vial. That's going to give us another 89 sanity, so we're going to be back up to full. So we're going into this second area. We've pretty much cleared everything that we need to, and we're still sitting at 100 sanity, 100% sanity, which is very nice in this situation. So we're going to go ahead and get these last couple bombs. We've already cleared out this middle area, so we'll do that first. We'll do the middle area, and then we'll wrap around the left-hand side to kill the last trash packs over there, and then we're going to hit the plunger to spawn the boss. So again, we're getting a little bit of height there, seeing that that's a purple vial. We know that purple is the bad vial from the beginning of the dungeon, so we're going to go all the way over here. We're going to kill these weaponsmiths, the taskmasters, and all that sort of stuff. Very easy. We're going to plant this last bomb, and I thought that you could just right click the plunger, but you actually can't, so it's a channel. So I just kind of goofed up, didn't spawn the boss, and there we go. So now we're going to spawn the boss here, and this will be our first wing down in just a second. Just a little note, if you have been using the like the little helper guys, like the little damage helper guys, don't. They actually increase the mob's health by a lot, or they just don't do quite enough. So if you've been using the damage helper and the mobs have double the health and you feel like you're running out of time because it's taking so long to kill stuff, try doing it without the helper, because the helper is not helpful at all. So yeah, just a little note, the tuning on those is really bad, so just don't use those, especially if you have a little bit of gear. I'm only like 662 item level or something like that in this run, so I don't have any crazy gear by any means. People definitely have a lot better gear than me. But while I'm waiting for this RP, I go ahead and take this red vial. I take one little tick of this blade flourish, which is not ideal, but it is a-okay. And then we're just going to make sure that we get out of that frontal. This roaring blast will drain your sanity as well. So we're going to make sure to dodge any mechanics that we can on this boss. We're dropping a little bit low on sanity, but we get the refresh off of killing that elite, so we're going to still be sitting at about 50%. Get out of this dark smash. We'll see this blue vial on our right or left hand side. I typically just don't pick up the other helpful vials. I really only care about the sanity ones, especially for now. I'm just like not really concerned with it. See another blue vial, purple vial, which we know is bad, and then we'll get into this next pack here. Trying to kind of drop combat in between mobs just so that I'm not super slow as I'm going through, making sure to tilt my camera up to see that that's a green vial behind that box over on the left hand side there. We'll get into I'm not even going to try and say that. This big fella right here, we're going to take him out, get another refresh on sanity, so we're going to be at 100. We'll see another black vial over here, so we're going to get up to about 50% going into Matthias Shaw. Definitely not going to commit an orb here. I was thinking about it, popping an orb, but we're not going to do that. We'll wait for Valera to get over to the other little key thing, and then we're going to rock into Matthias Shaw. This boss shouldn't really take a whole lot of sanity from you as long as you're facing away from the eyes. So the Dark Gaze goes off, I'm facing away from the eye, and then we are still facing away from the eye as Matthias Shaw is doing his little shadow thing. He'll come out of his intermission and summon a second eye. We know the eyes are both behind us, so we shouldn't be taking sanity, and he just gets absolutely demolished. Since we are, ordinarily we would take that portal and go back to the trade district and just come in from a little bit of a different angle. But here we are trying to unlock as many masks as possible. So we've already effectively unlocked one. We've done this district, which is one of the hard districts, with a mask on, which is the criteria for unlocking that. So we'll grab this little black vial here. We'll get another sanity boost, which is very, very good. And so that is one mask down. We're going to go over and exit on this side over here, and then we are going to look to acquire our second mask. Unfortunately, I'm an idiot and actually didn't click it in this run, but if you were doing this run, you would click this. So you go over here, you kill all these little heart piercer guys, and you would click that little, the little red glowy thing over there, and that just gives you the quest. And yeah, those guys won't spawn unless you have a mask active as well, so just be kind of careful about that. But yeah, that's our second mask acquired if I was actually doing this correctly, because I'm a moron. I got really caught up in the moment. You know, it is what it is. But ordinarily, we would be 2 masks in, 2 masks fully unlocked as of right now in this run. So we're going to come on over to this side. The Inquisitor Darkspeak is going to be our next target. We're going to pop our Sanity Restoration Orb so that we can fight this guy while gaining a little bit of sanity. These things last for a pretty long time, I would say. And this Agonizing Torment, we're just going to be able to eat that up. We kicked one of them. We'll eat the other one up, and the Sanity Orb is going to top us off right as we finish killing the boss. Those do give you half sanity if you do them in combat, but they last a good amount of time, so as long as you're killing the mob in a reasonable amount of time, you should still be able to, you know, top yourself off as far as sanity is concerned. So we'll go back over here to the middle. We'll get right into the Slavemaster. We'll get some good damage on him and then run away from Chains of Servitude. If you get ticked by that, you're going to get stunned, take some sanity loss, and sometimes you will even get wombo comboed and just and those little tentacles will smack you down, and that's never something that we want unless you're into that. So yeah, another Chains of Servitude, just super, super annoying. Don't really get to hit this guy a whole lot, but we're going to go ahead and unlock these cages here. We're going to do the 2 right next to the boss here. I see the black vial in the corner over there, and so I decide that I want to go ahead and try and kill most of the trash over here so I can just focus on the cages and go back and not have to backtrack too much. So I kill this little slave driver right here. We will unlock, I get this cage interrupted like a million times, so that's unfortunate. But then we will go back over this direction, unlock the cage that is over by the boss, and by this point we have lost about 100 sanity, something like that. And so now I'm just combing the wall. I kind of forgot where it was in the moment, but it is over here. So we'll grab this black vial, we'll drink it up, and then we're back at about full sanity. And then we will go over here, and I don't really need to go that way. I don't know why I went that way, but you would ordinarily just go up this middle area. We should have already cleared this in the beginning, and especially if you took the portal, you should come down this middle area and clear all this out right as you enter this district. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to take note of the potion in the corner over there. I'm not going to grab that one. I am in combat with this thing, but it actually dies while it's underground, so it just keeps me in combat for way too long. And then we didn't actually get this this other cage over here. So a couple like mistakes or just kind of weird things that happen, but we're still more than fine on sanity. We still have 2 orbs left, about 50% sanity, and we still only have 1 wing to go. So this is where we're going to acquire our 3rd mask of the run. We're going to unlock that. There's this little Hogger poster on the wall right here. You're going to click on this, tear down the poster, and then Hogger should spawn right behind you. We're going to go ahead and kill him. And this is actually only half of a mask. So this will be the mask that you need. You need to also kill Gammon and Orgrimmar, but you can loot Hogger, get his Nemesis Shard, and then once Orgrimmar week rolls around, you kill Gammon. He will drop the 2nd Nemesis Shard, and you combine both of those shards into a mask. So that will be effectively our 3rd mask that we can obtain this week, something that you need to do to obtain your 3rd mask. And then lastly, we're going to do this last harder wing, quote harder wing, in the Mage Quarter here. And this will unlock the other mask just for completing this wing with a mask active. So that is the criteria to unlock this one. I really want to use I-Beam here, but these little circles on the ground, these little puddles, are the things that will drain your sanity. So the Chaos Breath will drain your sanity and all these puddles on the ground. So I'm just making sure to keep moving. Don't use anything that stands still because you can get double hit and get absolutely rocked by some of these sanity loss effects. Then we'll go over here. We'll kill the mini boss, and then we'll move towards our first portal. Absolutely cook these mobs, and then go up over to the left hand side here, making sure to fully kill these mobs if we can, just to make sure that we can drop combat while running through mobs, to make sure that we try and not get slowed as much as humanly possible. Luckily, I'm a demon hunter, and I would always probably recommend, if you have a demon hunter or like a rogue or like a warrior or something like that, horrific visions are going to feel very easy on those sorts of classes. So if you have one of those classes, I would probably recommend doing all of your farming on one of those. Demon hunter will make these it's like night and day compared to like a shadow priest or something like that. I played a shadow priest back in the day, and it was much more difficult. So we're going to loop back around, get this fourth portal here. I thought I had combat on that mob in the corner, but luckily we have fully dropped combat, so we can just double dash through that little breezeway there. Go over to this last portal master, I-Beam the ever-living crap out of him, and then we will mount up, and I think we end up actually using a sanity orb here, just because I feel like I'm not going to get to the top of the tower before the insanity runs out, and we'll get these two little corruptions here. Those will put us in combat for a second, so we'll only be getting half sanity, but luckily these orbs last long enough where we can get a bunch of ticks of the 53, get right back up, kill this last one that spawns, mount up, and then we'll take care to avoid that one on the left to make sure that we can go fully unhindered all the way up this super long ramp towards Magister Umbric. And so this guy, he will teleport around. It's super annoying. I said in the first video that there was like a pattern to his things, and I don't think there really is. So I end up kicking the arcane missiles here. We're going to use meta to just jump all the way over. Unfortunately, I don't have kick, and he's not stunnable, I don't think, for the polymorph. So we're just going to sit that. Not going to be too dangerous. And then we're going to double dash all the way across and just kind of tough it out over in this direction. So we spawn one on the left. I don't think he spawns them twice in a row, though. So if that helps, you're never going to get like 2 in a row spawn. So if you see one that spawns on the left like that, I always just dodge it and then stay on the left because I know the next one is not going to be spawning there. We're going to quickly kill the boss, go back to the Cathedral District where we have already killed these two homies guarding the door. You could even probably trigger this RP or something like that earlier in the run. I'm not sure if that actually works. I have yet to test that, but I feel like I did that back in the day too. And yeah, we're just going to get into Alaria. And the name of the game, as you can see, 662 item level, nothing too crazy. I'm also like a Vengeance main, so my gear is definitely not optimized for Havoc a whole lot. I'm rocking a lot of champion pieces, a lot of like 658 pieces. And the name of the game of this boss is just patience. Make sure that you are not facing that eye. That's really annoying. And Alaria is pretty hard to move as well. We're going to save our kicks for the polymorph here, and then we're going to try and get these darkened skies dodged for sure. She's going to teleport to the center, use Void Eruption. The eye is over there as well. And I'm like, okay, I need to hide behind this pillar anyway. I might as well pop my Sanity Restoration Orb here. We're just going to get pulled in. As long as we're not standing in that fire, we shouldn't be losing sanity, so this should be enough to just top us off. We'll get another another bunch of swirlies to dodge, and yeah, so there's just not a lot of places to stand, but I saw an opportunity to use my Sanity Restoration Orb, and I think that worked out pretty well. Void Eruption, we're going to look away from the eye and hide behind the pillar here. We're going to get another Darkened Sky, so we have to dodge some more swirlies, and then we're going to use this little pixel to actually hit her just a little bit. Make sure to kick that Tainted Polymorph here, and then just kind of commit on the boss right now. Darkened Sky is going to come in. We're going to dodge the swirlies. And then at this point, I have enough sanity. I'm just going to commit in the boss, take her out, and we will go from there. So I will just kind of let the video play, and we'll just we'll loot all of the masks. So I loot the 2 that you just kind of get. So we'll loot the one from this chest. We'll loot the Faceless Mask of the Pained. We'll still have that Nemesis Shard. If I had looted the one from the other part, that was the little swirly red thing, would have another one, and then we will loot the final one from here. So that's how to do it. Hope you guys learned something, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.